rare adventures of Biggles.
Biggles and Bertie make their way across the island to Coleman's plane, planning to rescue Dr. Duck. Haynes, the pilot, swears that the old scientist isn't aboard, but Biggles doesn't believe him. He and Bertie cautiously accept Haynes' offer to search the plane for themselves. This was a trick. As they peer into the after compartment, Haynes and Benson push them through the door and slam it shut. Haynes is very pleased with himself. He can now leave Benson on guard while he puts into effect a scheme he's thought out. In the meantime, Algy and Ginger are working hard to repair the amphibian before their friends return.
Hey, Ginge, come out here and give me a hand, will you? This is a bit tough.
Righto. You know, you better get a move on, Algy. We won't be finished by the time Biggles comes back with Donald.
Oh, we'll have to be. He wants to take off as soon as he gets back.
Oh, so do I, by George. I can't get away from this darned island quickly enough.
Then help me with this. Between us, it shouldn't take long.
Put up your hands, Flatfeet.
What?
What's that? Drop those tools and put your hands up. Come on, smart about it.
Haynes. Fancy being caught napping by you.
Yes, you and your smug pals have been caught napping several times, Lacey. Which seems to point out that you aren't quite as smart as you think.
What do you mean by that?
Have you seen Biggles? And the monocled freak who trots around after him? Like to know where they are?
If you've harmed them, Haynes.
I haven't. Yet. But you can never tell what I'll do when I get you all together. Where are they? Locked snug and secure in the after compartment of my plane. It's funny when you come to think about it. The inspector of Scotland Yard's great air police, locked in a plane in the middle of the Atlantic.
You wipe the grin off your face, Haynes, and sooner than you think.
Yeah, we think along different lines, don't we? Maybe that's why I'm on top. Right, you can start moving.
What's your bright idea?
Oh, I've quite a few of them, chum. The first is to reunite you with your pals. It breaks my heart to see you parted like this.
How's that going to help you?
Yeah, that's another of my bright ideas. But you won't learn about that one until I'm good and ready. Now move. Benson? Benson, where are you?
I'm here. Who are those characters?
The rest of the coppers. Everything all right?
What do you think? If they have come out of their cabin, they have been dead meat. They haven't come out.
Good. Stand by to open the door while we shove these coves in with them.
You better watch it, hadn't you? One of them is still got a gun in there.
I haven't forgotten. Can you hear me, Inspector Flatfoot?
I can help.
Open one of the ports and throw your gun onto the rocks.
Better watch they do not have a crack at you.
If they do, you'll very smartly drop their pals.
You needn't be worried, Haynes. But I'm not fool enough to give up my gun.
Good on you, Biggles. Tell him to go to blazes.
You're the one who'll go to blazes, chum. If you don't toss out that gun, Bigglesworth, I'll have to open up on your friends. And I'm sure you wouldn't care for that.
What do you mean?
It's clear enough, isn't it? I'll save myself the trouble of killing you later. Get the idea? Inspector, it's a pretty little game you played on me earlier this morning. Only I'm more likely to carry it out than you.
Don't do it, Biggles.
It's no use, Ginge. He's opening the window.
Biggles!
You're bright after all, Inspector. Right, start marching, coppers.
What about his gun? You are not going to leave it on the rocks.
It won't do much harm over there. And I've got enough armament to handle these beauties. Now, come on, get going. Your pals inside there are lonely. They're pining for your company.
Sorry, Biggles. He grabbed us like a couple of sheep.
We've all behaved like sheep, Algy. It's about time we stopped.
Are you all nice and cozy in there? Of course, it hasn't the charm of a police cell, but that won't worry you for long.
What do you expect to get out of this, Haynes?
The Victoria Cross, chum. Coleman's special brand. If he's as pleased as I think he'll be, it may be made of gold.
Why should he be pleased?
We're no use to him locked up in this plane.
He seems to think you'll be of use to him dead. That's what I'm going to arrange for him. Farewell, Flatfeet. Parting is such sweet sorrow.
I say, what does the bally reptile mean by that?
The general idea seems to be that we should die.
Sizzling sausages, I hope not. That'd be most unpleasant.
I wish I knew how he was planning to do it. We might find some way of blocking him.
I still think you are foolish shutting them up in there. The boss does not want the plane full of coppers.
No, but he wants them dead, doesn't he?
I could easily arrange that for him. Just shoot them.
You would. Then we'd all swing for it. You've got to have brains in this business, Benson.
All right, Mr. Cleverman. How are you going to fix them?
Very neatly. When you're trying to outsmart coppers, you've got to remember one thing. They ask questions. So you've got to have the right answers for them.
There is not anyone to ask questions in this place. Not if we rub out these nosy packers.
There'll be plenty when we get back to England. Scotland Yard will want to know what's happened to its pet little pilot, Bigglesworth. And we must be able to tell them.
All we say is, he is dead.
The surest way to swing, unless you can reasonably explain why and how. And we're going to be able to do that.
Oh? How?
We're going to tell these blokes they got too big for their boots and tried to steal our treasure. They even searched our plane for it. And, thinking it was aboard, they tried to fly off with it.
Are you mad?
Far from it. When we saw the plane start off, we opened fire on it. Naturally, it was our property. The plane crashed into the water and sank, taking all the coppers with it. And that's why we went back to England in their machine.
You are mad. Nothing like that happened.
No. But when we send some shots through their hull and sink the machine, it's going to look as if it did.
Oh, you mean we sink it now?
Yeah, my word, I do. It sinks and they go with it. When the old professor's found the treasure for Coleman, we shoot him and toss the body into the drink. We load the treasure into Bigglesworth's machine and fly with it back to England. Then we put over my story.
Yeah, that is not so bad.
It's brilliant. Coleman's going to be tickled pink when he comes back and finds what we've done. It'll be worth a bigger cut for both of us.
Yeah, we make some money out of this.
Brother, we'll be millionaires. Now, move up to the nose where we can find a couple of good spots to hole it. When that's fixed, we can cut it loose and leave it to sink.
Hello there. Anything wrong with the plane?
Oh, far from it, boss. We're just going to sink it.
Yo, what? Wait till I come down there.
Do not look as if he is too happy about it, huh?
He will be when he hears why.
Get a move on, you old goat. And wait there till I find out what this nonsense is about.
Didn't he find the treasure for you, boss?
Not yet. He's walked me from one end of the island to the other. I think he's trying to put one over me.
He'll fix him if he is.
I brought him back so that Benson could have a workout on him. But what's this talk about sinking the plane?
I thought we could do with a change of aircraft. All the coppers are aboard this one, and I think they'll pollute it.
Bigglesworth's men?
All of them, locked in the after cabin.
Hey, boys, the old codger, he's wandering away. You want for him to do that?
No, I don't. Stay where you are, Duck. You won't gain anything by wandering off now, anyway. All your friends are locked aboard my plane.
Indeed. How embarrassing for them.
And for you, if you don't do as I say. Stay just where you are.
I was merely examining the rock formation here. It's exceedingly interesting.
Examine it without walking round. I still don't follow your reasoning, Haynes. Why should we sink the plane because the police are aboard?
Because it'll get rid of them in a way we can easily explain. Oh, it's quite a smart little plan.
But I'm afraid it's going to misfire, gentlemen. Will you please put your hands up?
Yeah? Where the blazes did you get that gun?
It was lying on the rocks. As I said, the formation was extremely interesting back there.
Oh, it's Bigglesworth's gun. He tossed it out of the plane.
I'm deeply honored it is his. Now, you haven't put your hands up yet. Will you please do so? I think I remember how to use these things.
You old fool, you don't think that...
Benson, don't raise your gun. I can see you. Oh, my goodness, that wrist will need attention afterwards, Benson. Thank you, gentlemen. I feel much more secure now your hands are up.
You won't get away with this, Duck.
I think I shall, Coleman. You see, despite your forebodings, I'm in the most excellent health. An ideal state for a little horseplay. Now, will you all move over to the plane, please? I feel it's high time we release those poor fellows who are locked up in it.
I'd say Donald Albean, you were choice. Positively very choice. It was wonderful to see Benson's face when you winged him.
You know, that was really quite extraordinary. You see, he startled me when he lifted his revolver, so much that I involuntarily pulled the trigger. When the bullet hit him, I was even more startled.
Do you mean to say you didn't aim that shot at him?
Oh, my dear fellow, I wouldn't have the faintest idea how to do that. I was bluffing when I said I remembered how to use revolvers. I've never held one in my life.
Oh, good show, Donald. Jolly good
I
show.
agree with Bertie, Doctor. You're really wonderful. But let's get back to our kite as quickly as possible. I want to get you clear of the island before you're called on to fluke more shots.
Oh, no, dear me, no. We can't leave the island yet.
Donald L. Trout, we've held a conference on the subject, and we're all agreed that we want to see the last of this blooming place. Biology or no biology?
Well, you see, biology has nothing to do with this. No. I have another reason for staying here now.
What's that?
The treasure. I was careful not to lead Coleman to it. But I'm sure I know exactly where to find Black Llewellyn's treasure.
Biggles has not been concerned with the treasure so far. Will this new development cause him to stay to look for it? Can they find the treasure without more trouble from Coleman's gang? Listen for the thrills in the next chapter of The Air Adventures of Biggles.